And they come and now and say that the Lord's Day is Sunday. No, my friend. John, the Revelator, was a staunch Jew. All these guys were Jews. All Bible leaders, every last one. From Genesis to Revelation, none of them worship on a Sunday. Hello once again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your brother Marcus Gonzalez Network, and we are back again in a study again. A very interesting topic I am seeing where Presbyterian is now calling Sabbath breakers to be punished, and he's not talking about the 7-day Sabbath, he's talking about the first day Sabbath. So let's get into it. I'm going to be looking at an article from Advent Messenger. We're going to read into the record what is being said there. Alright, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that you can continue to enjoy this content. On Sunday, August the 3rd, 2025, Cliffwood Presbyterian Church in Augusta, Georgia, a Presbyterian pastor named Gleason preached a message entitled Blue Laws in Jerusalem, which is an oxymoron, that we'll come back to that. This sermon, based on Nehemiah 13:15-22, he sought to apply the actions of Nehemiah closing the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath to support the idea of enforcing Sunday laws as a way to restore morality and protect the sanctity of the Lord's Day. Right? As Seventh-day Adventists, we understand that this interpretation is not a distortion of the text, but also a prophetic signal that we are standing on the very edge of Earth's final crisis, enforcement of the beast. In the days of Nehemiah, the people of Judea had fallen into open Sabbath breaking by buying and selling on God's holy day. Nehemiah, under divine commission, confronted this sin and took decisive measures to guard the gates and preserve the sanctity of the 7-day Sabbath, the day God sanctified and created, as mentioned in Genesis 2, verse 1-3, reaffirming in the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20, verse 8-11, and upheld by Jesus and the apostles. Pastor Gleason, however, listed the lesson of Nehemiah to a defense of Sunday observance sacred, a man-made institution with no scriptural authority. The original text defends the true Sabbath, not the counterfeit. The use of Nehemiah's zeal for the 7th day as justification for the first day observance is to swipe the seal of the living God, the mark of the beast, for the mark of apostasy. Right? The 7th-day Adventists have long understood, Revelation 13 and 14, that a time is coming when the world will be called to choose between the commandments of God and the commandments of men. The mark of the beast is about authority. Whether we give our allegiance to the Creator, made heaven and the earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th, or to the beast power who has sought to change times and laws, according to Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. Right? When ministers publicly civil enforcement to religious observance, especially Sunday observance, they are paving the way for the very crisis the very crisis that prophecy warned us about. What Pastor Gleason, more than theological error, part of a global coordinated movement stirred by Satan himself to unite church and state under the banner of false Sabbath. Ellen White wrote, Sunday movement is now making its way in darkness. The leaders are concealing the true issues. They are working blindness. Do not see that if a Protestant government sacrifices the principles that have made them free, independent nation, by a legislative enactment bringing into the Constitution principles that will propagate falsehood and delusions, they are plunging into Roman horror, the Dark Ages. Reverend Herod, December 11th, 1888. Just like the sermon preached blue laws in Jerusalem precisely into the prophetic picture. Sisters' influence are being used to inspire public to see Sunday as a solution to society's moral decline. Just preach pluralism, values, civic order, but all under wrong day. the wrong authority, the wrong foundation. Sabbath will be dividing line in the last days. God's faithful remnant will stand by the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Revelation 14:12. While the world bows to the decree of men, Nehemiah's example calls for to defend the Sabbath, not by force or coercion, by faithful obedience. Stands at the gate of Jerusalem, shadows stands at the gate of the final crisis. One preached on August 3rd, 2025 at Cliffwood Presbyterian Church is a reminder the prophetic line is rapidly converging. Calls for blue laws is no longer a rhetoric of history. It is a living movement in religious and political momentum. God's people must be firmly grounded in the word and the spirit of prophecy to discern truth from error. When the test comes, we must be found standing in the strength of Christ. Gates of the New Jerusalem will only be entered by those who keep the commandments. Revelation 22:10. The counterfeit is here. The crisis is coming. The question is, are we as Seventh-day Adventists ready to stand? Are you ready to stand, my friends? And if we look to run quickly to what this text is saying. In those days, I saw Judea, some treading the winepress, Sabbath, bringing in sheaves, laden in asses, so wine and grapes and figs and all manner of burden, which they brought into Jerusalem. Sabbath day, testify against them the day wherein they sold jewels. We are seeing here, my friends, where the children of Israel is going down a bad path. They're always doing some foolishness, the children of Israel, right? And if you continue to read on quickly, well, men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware and sold on the Sabbath day unto the children of Judah and Jerusalem. I contended with the nobles of Judea, said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do, profane the Sabbath day? So here we have Nehemiah is pleading nobles with the high people in Judea. What is happening? These people are just going on and on, right? Did our fathers thus, and did not our God bring us evil upon us, upon this city, bringing more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath? It was no joke thing for the Jews. It came to pass, the gates of Jerusalem began dark before the Sabbath, commanding that the gates should be shut, charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. Some of my servants said at the gates, there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So Nehemiah has put down his foot. Watch me. They're not coming to defile Jerusalem on God's Sabbath day. Now, when was the Sabbath? What is what we know? Book of this is there. God, after God made everything, he rested on the Sabbath and he hallowed the Sabbath day. No, the Jews moved away from that. The merchants and the sellers of all kind of wares without Jerusalem once or twice. I testify against them and said unto them, by lodge ye about the wall. If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. That time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. So we seeing where I had to put down his hand and tell him, watch me, I will get the with all here. This pastor now, America there, trying to make this point that the Lord's day, the only time we see the Lord's in the Bible really, Revelation chapter 1, John is saying, I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. Now the Catholic Church taken that scripture, twisted come and now and say that the Lord's day is Sunday. No, my friend. The Revelator was a staunch Jew. All these guys were Jews. All Bible leaders, every last one. From Genesis to Revelation, none of them worship on a Sunday. None. Sunday worshiper now, he states there, and tell me to enforce laws, right? That is to say, nobody work on a Sunday, right? To persecute people who work on a Sunday, because I, for one, was working in newspaper, I used to go to work every Sunday. I wanted Sabbath off. The arrangement I made with them. A lot of people work on a Sabbath. This is the arrangement I made. Company I used to work with. Even other places I go, I let them know, watch me, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist Christian and I do not work Sabbath of the Lord thy God. If you want me to come out on a Sunday, I am available to come out on a Sunday. That's the first day of the week, my first day. Even I'm not working on that Sunday job out and I do things to earn money. That private job or whatever it is, I utilize that day. Because that's the first day of the week. My friends, this guy is saying things that can a case with Nehemiah that is not correct. Scene time wrapping up. We have to know that we have to stand and we have to study to show ourselves approved. This matter is concerned. Alright, my friends, again for joining me once again. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please share the videos so that other people can get the information that is going on out there, because we are living in a very, very serious time. Okay? So, like, share, and subscribe. Please comment. We know thoughts. Okay? Next time, stay connected to Jesus. Be good for now.